You are now completing your program, so what next? Well, when you have a disc condition, the best analogy I can give to you, this is much like having a really bad tooth. You know, when you have decay in your tooth, when you have decay in your gums, you go to the dentist, they clean it, they repair it as best as they can, they do a super deep cleaning, and they instruct you on how to brush and how to floss, and those are all critical things. But even with all that work, you're going to have to return to your dentist and they're going to do a deep cleaning. And you know, if you brush and you floss every day, that's fantastic and that's going to help. But the deep cleaning is going to do something that you can't do on your own. When you have a disc problem, when you have a history of a torn or blown or herniated or protruding disc, we are going to work to repair that as best as we can, but you are going to need to take care of that. What do? You strengthen your core. You keep your weight in check. You wear your orthotics. You make sure you're drinking your water and eating healthy. You do all those important things, just like brushing and flossing. But you absolutely need to return for a retainer program to help maintain and retain and control this from progressing. A couple of things are a given. We are going to get older. We are going to have gravity having its effect on us. And time and age is going to have its impact. And we need to take care of those structures. If we don't, we're going to see a regression of the progress that we've seen. So we highly recommend, and the International Medical Advisory Board for Spinal Decompression recommends that people return about once a quarter for a rehydration session. This is much like having a really bad area in your mouth. They recommend about once a quarter that you go in for a deep cleaning. Healthier people don't need that much. Well, if you didn't have a bad disc problem, you wouldn't need that much either. So it's highly recommended that you involve those different things that I've told you to do and absolutely continue with a periodic session to keep your disc as healthy as is possible. I want to thank you for all the efforts you've put in. I also want you to know this, that just because your sessions are ending right now, that doesn't mean that the process isn't continuing. Commonly, people are at 30%, 40%, 50 or 60% better. But they will continue to get better and better as time goes on because we've restored the natural disc pump mechanism. And as we've done that, it improves and restores circulation to the discs, the imbibition, that fluid flow in and out is happening, and consequently over time the discs get better and better. I always like to share this one story. I had a gentleman, he was from Russia, very pessimistic, very skeptical person, the most skeptical person I've ever met. And at the beginning of his program, this gentleman was in so much pain. He had been to the medical physician, the physiatrist, the neurologist. He was having severe sciatic pain. Nothing was helping him. At the end of his program, he was about 50% better. So he was actually quite happy. He was able to sit and ambulate, walk around, and he was doing much better. But he still had some pain. 3 months upon his return, he came into my office, and I walked into the room and he literally was standing there like this. And he looked at me and he said, "I hate to admit this, but I'm feeling really good." I want you to know that your journey for improvement and your process of healing is still going to happen. Even though we finished the sessions, we're going to schedule you for about 30 days. We're going to do a follow-up exam, and we're going to recommend some follow-up sessions to you. And the process is going to continue. Remember, discs are only one of 3 tissues in the human body that have no blood supply. They get all their nutrients through motion. So it is a very slow process for them to heal, and even though you've finished this program, the healing will continue. It's much like taking a cast off of an arm. You know, when the bones are broken, they take the cast off. The bones are healed, but they're not fully done and not all the healing is done. You have a lot of rehabilitation that happens after you take the cast off. The same is going to be true for your discs. We've now finished the program, but there's going to be more work that will happen, and there's more on this journey that can be done. So continue to do the things you know that are going to help you to be healthier. Drink the water. Make sure you're getting your good nutrients. Do your exercises. Watch your posture. Wear your support belt when you need to. And make sure you follow up with us if you have any questions at all. Have a great rest of your day.